Hello, everybody, and welcome to not the Philadelphia Eagles, but oh Lord, well, I'm not gonna sit here and try to sugarcoat it, but this is the Almighty Green Talent bringing you some details of last night's game, which is Week 11, which started last night. The Washington Commanders at Philadelphia, which was some part of a great game. But before I begin with any statistics between both teams, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video, and don't forget to also share it and hit the notification bell on top of the channel so you'll know when I bring a great video or bring it to you for me to use for your enjoyment pleasure. And most importantly, let's go ahead and get this situation started before I get any disruptions from any of my people who I work for. So let's begin. Cup of Joe. All right, the game kind of went down to the wire last night, but the Eagles were able to pull it through, which I will get to specifically in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get with the stats. Start with the Eagles, then I'm work my way to the Commanders. Jalen Hurts last night threw 18 of 28, which means he had 10 incomplete passes for 221 yards, no touchdown, no score. He hadn't thrown an interception at all in that game. And the rushing went to Saquon Barkley again with 26 touches for 146 yards, 2 scores. His average was 5.2 per carry. In the game, we had 4 for 48 yards, 48 yards, no score. 10.75 was the score. And Jalen Hurts had 10 carries for 39 yards, 1 score, 3.9 average. Receiving go to it was split once again between 4 different receivers: A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Saquon, and Devonta, who had the most yards. I'm gonna start with Brown, who had 5 catches for 65 yards, no score. 8 was long. Dallas Goedert had 5 for 61 yards, no score. 5 was the long. 8 was long for A.J. Brown. Saquon Barkley had 2 for 52 yards. No touchdown. 3 was the long, I believe. Devontae Smith had 4 for 29 yards, no touchdown score. 6 was the long. And Jaden Dawson had 1 for 8 yards, no score. He was the long. And then and Ken Gainwell had 1 for 6. No score. 1 was the long. He had one long yard. Okay, fumble recoveries. He did fumble the ball once. They punched the ball out of his hand, and it wasn't no complete loss, thank God. And Jalen Hunt had no fumbles, no loss, but he did force the fumble. He did force the fumble. Okay, interception goes to Reed Blankenship, who had 1 interception in that game, no yards. 1. Zach Bond was no interception this time. Kobe Dean had no interception this time. And C.J. Gardner had no interception this time. Okay, defense, here we go. Zach Bond was 7 tackles, 6 assists, no sack, no TFL, no touchdown. Kobe Dean was 7 for 2, 0. Reed Blankenship was 4 for 6, 0. Jalen Carter was 3 for 3, 0, or tackle for loss, 0. Cooper DeJean was 2 for 3, 0. C.J. Gardner Johnson was 2 for 1, 0. Brandon Graham was 2 for 1, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 0. Darius Slade was 2 for 0, 1 tackle for loss, 0. Nolan Smith was 2 for 1, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 0. And Josh Sweat was also 2 for 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. Tackle for loss. Is that tackle for loss? Yeah, tackle for loss, 0. Sidney Brown was 1 for 0. Jordan Davis was 1 for 2, 0. Jalen Hunt was 1 for 0. Moore Jumbo was 1 for 0. Jeremiah Trotter was 1 for 0-0-0, and Bryce Hope was 0-0-0-0, 1 tackle for loss, 0. And Quentin McHale was 0 for 1, 0-0-0, and Milton Williams was 0 for 1, 0-0-0. Player, okay, now here's the killer part right here, the kicking. Jake Elliott, I'm not taking sure with Jake Elliott, which I discussed later on in the video. Went 2 for 4, 31 was the long, extra point 2 for 3, 8 points. Punting goes to Brian Mann, who was 3, 0 average, 1 inside the 20, 5.11, 51 was the long. Cooper DeJean, 0, 10 with average, 0-0. Kick return go to Kevin Gainwell, had 1 for 18 yards. Long was 18. Will Shipley was 1 for 33 yards. 33 yards. 0-32. 33 was the long. Cooper DeJean was 2 for 0, along with the 12. Brandon Mann was 44.3. 4.33 was the average, 0-0. And that was it for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let's go ahead and get with the Commanders. Here we go. Jaden Daniels, man, was 22 for 32, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which is the one that Blankenship picked. Brian Mann was 16 carries for 63 yards, 1 touchdown, 3.94 was the average. Jaden Daniels was 2 for 18 yards, 2.53 was the average. Austin Ekeler was 2 for 2, 3.5 was the average. And Jeremy McNichols was 3 for 5, 1.67 was the average. Receiving, here we go. Austin Ekeler was the leading receiver, had 8 receptions for 89 yards, no touchdown, 9 was the long. Zach Ertz was 6 for 47, 1 touchdown, 7 was the long. John Bates was 2 for 17, 3 was the long. Terry Malone had 1 for 10 yards, 2 was the long. And Olamide Zaccheaus, 1, 10, 2. Brian Robinson was 1-9, 1. And De'Ami Brown was 1 for 4, 2. Noah Brown was 1 for 4, 4. And Jeremy McNichols was 1 for 1, 1. And Luke McCaffrey was 0-0-0-1. Fumbles. Okay, Austin Ekeler fumbled once and was recovered by the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe. That's the one Jaden Hunt recovered from what I've read. And Quan Martin was 0-0-1 for fumble 1. They called 1, we got 1. Here the interceptions. No interception. Mike Zane is Saini Steele. They think that's his name. I think I butchered his name. 0 interceptions, no yards, 2. Okay, hit the defense. Jeremy Chin was 9 for 3, 0-0-0. Frankie LaVue was 6-4, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 0. And Benjamin St. Just was 6-1, 0-0-0. Noah Ignahim, I think that's his name, 4-2, 0-0-0. And Bobby Wagner was 4-4, 0-0-0. Dorrance Armstrong was 3-1, 0-0-0. And Mike Sainer Steele, has his name again, 3-3, 0-0-0. Darren Payne was 2-1, 0-0-0. And Jeremy Reeves was 2-0, 0-0-0. Percy Butler was 1-0, 0-0-0. Sheldon Day was 1-0, 0-0-0. Jaden Holmes was 1-1, 0, 1 tackle for loss, 0. Jordan McGee was 1-0, 0-0-0. Quan Martin was 1-5, 0-0-0. And Fidarian Mathis was 1-1, 0-0-0. And Jazon Newton was 0 for 3, 0-0-0. Kicking. Zane Gonzalez was 1-1, 48-45 was the long. extra point 1-for-1, and got 4 points. Tress Way, it's in punting. Tress Way, 5 punts, 0 average, 2 inside the 20, 51 was the long. A number of days of kills was 0, 3.5, 0, 0. Kickoff return. Off the Eckler had 2 for he had 2 for 29.5 was the average, no touchdown, 31 yards was the long. Punt return. A number of days of kids was 2, 0 average, 0 touchdowns, 4 was the long, and Tress Way was 0, 44.2 was his average, 0, 0. All right, now let's go ahead and get with what's his name? Blankenship. Like I said, I'm going to find Blankenship. Blankenship did really well in the defense. He got the long interception in this game. My Wi-Fi kept messing up, so it made it really difficult for me to watch most of this game because the Wi-Fi was messing up, and I couldn't see any live stream, so I had to catch what I can catch. They had him. I think he was in zone coverage, I believe, and he creeped up on the play. I don't think Chase Daniels saw him, and I think he intercepted the ball from that point, which ended a drive. I think it was a 3rd down drive. I think that's what it was. And Chase Daniels never threw an interception. It's the first interception where he actually threw 3. He threw 2 picks before the game. He had 3 picks overall. The guy, Chase Daniels, had been playing pretty good, man. That made he's here to stay in the NFC, which I'm gonna speak about later on as well. But I'm thinking back with Blankenship. But I guess like I said, Blankenship creeped up on the play, got the interception, and that 3rd down drive. But this Eagles team struggled with Washington, and Washington have always given the Eagles fits. They've been giving them Eagles fits for the past 10-15 years. They've been giving them fits. They won some games and lost some. Now it's a new rivalry brewing between Washington and the Eagles. That's the new rivalry now. The Cowboys and the Giants are obsolete, and until they get better, they will continue to be obsolete. And Washington's here to stay. They're 7-4. They're going to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We are now up 1 game on Washington. We got 1 game over them now. And they were 73. The Eagles came in game 72. With the win, they put the Eagles 1 game over Washington, and I think 3 or 4 games over the Giants, and I think 2 games over the Cowboys. So, and the Cowboys are third behind the Washington Commanders. Washington will make the playoffs, no question about that, because they're gonna win more. They're gonna win double-digit wins this season. So with the Eagles, the Cowboys will be the only team that will be less than 10 wins this season. Same for the Giants. But the Giants are going in the right direction. The Giants are picking certain players. It won't be long before the Giants make an impact in the NFC East. Sorry about that. Life is going off. I'm glad I was able to get both the video done before it started to go off. So that may be the only time that happened in this video. But anyway, as I was saying, the Giants ain't gonna make an impact. The Giants are 2 years away, I believe. The Cowboys had knocked themselves 5 years out of this out of the NFC East. I expect the Eagles, Washington, and the Giants to be the 3 teams to make an impact in the next few years. The Eagles, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna be great. Washington's on the come up. So we can't say anything bad about the Washington Commanders, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's a new rivalry now. The Washington and the Eagles are gonna be the rivals between now and when we see the New York Giants and Cowboys make it back. That's if they make it back. It was a great game, y'all. I can't complain. Like I said, Hurts did extraordinarily well. You know what I'm saying? He threw for 220 yards, but too bad he didn't throw for a touchdown or interception, which is good because the Eagles got no turnovers in this game. They got 1 turnover in this game, but they didn't throw one or fumble one, which makes this game even more intriguing when the Eagles play the Commanders down the road. Because now they're going to Washington, and Washington will, I believe Washington will win this game. So that's why it's going to be very important for the Eagles because our next game now is Sunday after this Sunday. and we played the Rams, from what I've been told. So the Rams could be a good team. It depends on their win and loss the next coming weekend. And then we got to play Baltimore, and then the road we got to play Pittsburgh. So, wow. Because the Eagles are now 2-0 against the NFC North. I mean the AFC North. They got two more games to play in the NFC. We got to play. I think we got to play Pittsburgh, Baltimore. We played Cleveland. Oh, we're 2-0. We played Cleveland and the Bengals and beat them two teams. We got beat. If we can beat Baltimore, that'll be a hell of a game right there. If we beat Baltimore, if we beat Baltimore, or we beat Pittsburgh. If we can go 3-1 in the AFC North, that'll be great. So, I mean, man, all this was a great game. It was a nail biter. Oh yeah, go back and check out the first video before you view this one. This game was a nail biter, and it really was. It had me closing my eyes on damn near every play, and it had me up on my seat because Washington was doing good against the run early in this game. The Eagles bust out in the fourth quarter and took the game over in the fourth quarter, but the first quarter they didn't score, which takes it back to the beginning of the season, and they didn't score a point until they didn't score but they scored over 3 points in the second quarter of this game, which was mind-boggling in overall. But either way you look at it, man, it was a nail-biting game. It really was, and nothing you can say about it. Because Washington very good. Washington very good offensively and very good defensively. The Washington missed a few pieces on offense. If they get their offense back, they missing a wide receiver. They get another wide out, they'll be good to go in next year's race for the NFC East. And once they get to that, it'll be great. But man, it was a great game. I enjoyed it. Nail biting, like I said, and nothing more to say about that. I'm the Almighty Green Talent. You guys enjoy your Friday. I'm definitely going to enjoy mine. Peace.